Rotational dating is women's empowerment in love because rotational dating brings you choices in men, and choice is power. I'm of the hot opinion that every single woman should be rotational dating. If you exercise for your good, if you eat nutritious food for your good, if you do yoga for your good, if you sleep well for your good, then you should be doing rotational dating for the good of your love life. Rotational dating is putting the power back in your hands as a woman by giving you multiple choices in men. And by reminding you that you don't have to settle for the first guy you come across who is nice to you. You are in a world of abundance when you are rotational dating. You don't just have one menu item on the menu in the restaurant, you have multiple items to choose from. And this is why rotational dating is so powerful. And I recommend every single of my clients to rotational date. Now, of course, when women hear the term rotational dating, there is something sleazy about it, right? Like, I get this all the time. When I give big media interviews, I've spoken about rotational dating on Business Insider, Forbes magazine, BBC, and even the Time magazine interviewed me about this concept of rotational dating. And they're always curious and they always ask me, you're a family-oriented woman, you're a mom, you're a wife. Why would you teach women to behave in this sleazy way? And I'm like, hold out. I think we have to start from the beginning because I think we are dealing with so many misbeliefs and misconceptions about what rotational dating truly is. And this is why I don't hold it against you if, as a woman, when you hear this term at first, you want to reject it straight away because, of course, no dignified woman wants to be associated as being somebody who is sleeping around and, rotating multiple men and, going to their homes every night. I mean, nobody wants to be that person, right? So here's the thing. Let's once and for all debunk the myths around rotational dating and understand what rotational dating truly is in the Sami Wunder world. So rotational dating in my world, and the way I like to define it, is just dating multiple men at the same time till you have the commitment you desire. Now, it does not mean that you have to sleep with all these men. I think one of the biggest missions of mine is to change the way we think about dating, because the minute we use the word dating, we make it synonymous with sex. But when I talk about rotational dating, I literally talk about getting to know lots and lots of men on what I call connection dates, like going for a walk in the park, going to a museum, going for a walk by the river and enjoying a glass of wine, getting to know each other. All of this in my world is rotational dating, and it's all about building emotional connection with men. And I think one of the biggest flaws in our culture is that the minute we think about rotational dating, we think it's about, sleeping with multiple men. Now, of course, as an empowered woman, I would never judge a woman who made that choice. It wouldn't be a choice for me. It's not a choice that I teach actively to my clients. And yet the whole point is that every woman should be having choices, especially in early dating. I think there are so many ways to rotational date. You could do it in early dating, you could do it all the way to the ring, you could rotational date to the 3 month, 6 month mark till he's asked you to be exclusive and, he's asked you to be his girlfriend. But I will get into the nitty-gritties of that in just a moment in this video. But I think for me, what is most important is to help the women who are coming into my world to shift the dirty, yucky feeling they get around rotational dating. Because unless your belief system shifts, you're not going to be able to capitalize on this amazing strategy to attract your husband fast. Basically, what happens is, and what I've seen over a decade of being a love and relationship coach for ambitious single women, helping them attract healthy, empowered, masculine men. I've helped thousands of women attract healthy, empowered, masculine men and get married and have babies. And what I've seen is that most dignified women like you watching this video right now, you date one man at one time, right? You get to know somebody on Tinder or Bumble, or maybe it's an introduction from a friend, and you like this person. And you get exclusive really fast, right? Like by date 3, date 5, they're already asking you to be their girlfriend. You're excited, you think you won the jackpot, you become the girlfriend, only to start seeing that, wow, he's putting in less and less effort. He is not really showing up as the person I thought he would show up as. Oh my God, he's still visiting his ex. Oh my God, he's still telling me all the time about his ex-wife. Oh my God, he doesn't even please me in bed. Oh my God, what did I get into? Now, this is the story of so many women. This is the story of millions of women. And the birth point of these stories is one single belief system, and that is, I cannot see more than one man at the same time. And so if I cannot see more than one man at the same time, what usually happens is I give the man in front of me who feels slightly good or good enough a chance. And usually I give this chance within an exclusive commitment where I start to get attached, I sleep with him, I give him wife benefits, but he doesn't show up and treat me the way I know I deserve to be treated. So where does that leave me? And I can tell you where it leaves you. It leaves you with months wasted, or sometimes even years wasted on the wrong men. And this is why I want you to buy into the system of rotational dating. Because when you rotational date, you do not say yes to quick exclusivity. You actually have lots of choices on the menu. You get to experience Robert's masculine energy around you. You also get to experience Tom's masculine energy around you. And now you're starting to see, ooh, I really like Robert, but he doesn't text or communicate as much. And I'm fine with Tom, but I really like the way he treats me. I really like the way he jumps on his toes and wants to please me and wants to take me out to a restaurant I enjoy going to. And so now you start to make these comparisons simply because you are abundant. You have choices and you're able to see, how different men feel different in your body, how some men you like may not make you feel good, how some men you don't really care about or feel the spark with may be really treating you well. And all of this is amazing information for your body and amazing empowerment for you to choose from. Now, this also means that you don't have to rotational date forever, but if you are at least rotational dating in the beginning, which is what I recommend every single woman, then you will at least take your time getting exclusive with a guy. And in that time, you can make the right decision before jumping into bed with anybody, before, accepting quick exclusivity. Rotational dating actually puts the power back in your hands to pace men, to take your time getting to know them, to make sure that if you are saying yes, even to being a girlfriend, which you don't have to, by the way, if you are aware of what I teach. And I talk more about this in my program, Deep into Love. But basically, the choice is back in your hands to take it slow and to keep evaluating guys till you feel like you have the person who really does treat you well and with whom you see a future, with whom you see long term. Now, what I'm going to do next is give you examples from my client success stories, the women who have come to me to help them attract an empowered, healthy, masculine man, and how rotational dating has totally changed the game in how fast they've been able to turn around their dating experiences and actually attract incredible men and incredible husbands. I teach about rotational dating mainly in my Leap into Love program, and I'm going to be giving you examples now from this program. So as a first example, I want to talk about myself, my own story. I don't know how many of you know this already, but I rotationally dated all the way to the ring. So until my husband Christopher proposed, I was saying yes to coffee dates with other men. I wasn't sleeping around. I wasn't, physically intimate with any of the guys I was seeing, but I was going on connection dates. And he knew about this because my philosophy was I am single till you put a ring on it. So, like Beyonce says, if you like it, put a ring on it. That was my philosophy. And of course, Chris didn't like it at the start. Of course, he was annoyed by it. But what I saw was the beautiful playing out of his competitive energy. And there literally came a point in our dating and courtship phase where around the 2.5, 3 month mark, he wouldn't leave any free slot on my calendar. So I had a really hard time even saying yes to other coffee dates because he would just book all my time in advance and, take me to the museum, take me on a trip to Switzerland. And so I could see literally the power of rotational dating and how it inspired my husband to step up and be my hero and claim me, which is what I wanted. Now, sometimes it can feel scary when you think of my story and you're like, oh my God, you have to rotational date all the way to the ring to get results. But that is simply not true. You could rotational date till a guy asks you for exclusivity. So, for example, my client Victoria, when she found me, she was tired of ghosting men, fizzling out men, long term relationships that never led to the ring, that never led to the long term commitment that she wanted. And so when she found me, she was like, I'm going to rotational date just the way Sami teaches inside Leap Into Love. And she did that. She attracted many great guys, and two guys really stood out for her, you know. And she decided to get exclusive with one of them around the 6 month mark. And both the men knew that she was seeing another man. She told them both, I'm not sleeping around. I'm just, doing this really clean way of dating. I'm spending lots of time with you guys. I do think she was kissing them, and I do think there was some touching, etc., going on, but there was no sex, absolutely not. And then around the 6 month mark, she was like, Sami, I can't hold this together anymore. I really like this man. I think I'm going to stop rotational dating and say yes to, his offer of exclusivity. And today they're really happily married, and she gives all the credit to Leap Into Love and the power of rotational dating and bringing her husband in so quickly, within a year's time, literally. And then the third example would be of my other Leap Into Love client, Christian, who literally only rotational dated at the start. So when she was on the apps, she was chatting with multiple men. She was saying yes to multiple first dates. She was also saying yes to multiple second dates. But then she met her now husband, Scott, and she came to me and she said, Sami, I really like him. Sami, I feel like this man is special. We have a special thing going on, and I would like to stop rotational dating now and just focus on him. Do you think it's safe to do that? And I said, absolutely yes. As long as what you're doing, as long as you know that you stand for certain values, there is no wrong or right way of rotational dating, as long as we're honest with ourselves and with the men that we're dating. But my point in this video hopefully has come across that it's firstly about helping you shift your belief system and how you view rotational dating. It's really important to me that you start to view rotational dating as an empowering strategy for you in your love life, as a good strategy for you in your love life, as a strategy that is really going to collapse the time that it takes for you to meet your husband, meet your forever love, and also, of course, to show you that there is no one way of doing rotational dating. If rotational dating all the way to the ring feels scary, you can always just rotational date till exclusivity, or you can always just rotational date even at the start. But every single woman must rotational date. Now, if this was helpful for you, I would love to invite you to a brand new training called the 5 Signs He's a Keeper. Never miss the red flags again. If you are a single woman looking to attract the one, you want a rotational date, but you want to rotational date the right guys. Because if you keep rotationally dating the wrong guys, the men who are not the keepers, then you will just still keep wasting time and going in loops with emotionally unavailable men or men who will simply never commit. This is why I'm so excited to bring to you this training. It is completely free, but do not be fooled. The information you get inside it is worth thousands, and it has radically transformed the lives of thousands of women and how they're showing up in dating and how they are choosing the right men to date. So inside the training, I'm going to show you the red flags you should never overlook even if the guy is hot and sexy and ambitious and charming. I also show you the 5 signs he's a keeper, because men will show you the signs right from the start, whether or not they're the right guys. And finally, I give you my 6 step soulmate attraction process called the Love Success Framework that has led to thousands of women finding the one. So, what are you waiting for? Go in the link description below, download the free training, watch it today, and I am excited to see your love life and dating experiences transform. As always, thank you for being here. I love you so much.